and welcome to this video. You chose what is going to be today's topic, and it is what to do when the best friend is pregnant. So obviously, if you're affected by infertility, having a best friend that gets pregnant is probably the most challenging situation one can think of. Besides that, it's not only a situation that we have to deal with for a couple of days, most likely it's going to last for months or even longer, where we are confronted with the topic of babies all the time. This puts us in a very difficult dilemma because on one hand, we already have bad feelings because we can't get pregnant ourselves, and second, we have bad feelings because we are kind of jealous of the best friend, or we cannot be as happy with her as we should be or would like to be. So obviously this puts us under a lot of pressure, and in this video I put together 5 recommendations how to handle this situation a bit easier. First of all, they are not the final solution, but they would try to help you to go on with this situation. So recommendation number 1 is talk with your friend about how you would like to be informed of a pregnancy. Most likely, if you're very close friends, you might know that the other friend is also trying to conceive. So if that should happen, tell her that you would like to be informed in writing. Why is that? If you receive the news in a text message, you can take the time all for yourself to cry, to scream, or to let out whichever emotion you feel in that moment to sort of process this very heavy information. This is your right to do so because you are the one having this difficult situation. So ask her if it happens that she tells you in writing. This is much easier to deal with instead of being, for example, at a party with a lot of other people where you would be totally exposed and sort of expected to be very happy while in your inner self you would prefer to scream and just run away. So that way you can avoid such emotional exposure. Here comes tip number 2. Speak about the difficulty. So if your best friend is pregnant, tell her that this is a difficult situation for you. This also helps her to deal with it, because that way she probably doesn't overwhelm you with news or information about the pregnancy all the time. Yeah, so giving her the opportunity to deal with it is much easier. There is a very popular saying that it's always best to be honest, and I think that's very appropriate in this case. If we openly talk about problems, this is the only way to sort of share the heavy weight of this, which only makes them lighter. However, if you keep everything for yourself, you have to carry the load all alone. So, as you are best friends, the chances are very good that she will be open to receive this information, so you can talk about it and figure out a plan how to deal with it. So, here comes tip number 3. It's actually not a tip, it's a fact. It takes time. Receiving such an overwhelming information, like the best friend is pregnant, won't be solved in an hour. Also, you have to consider that during the pregnancy there might be ups and downs, as well as in your own life as you are proceeding with your family planning. So obviously, this can cause some up and downs in the friendship as well. And some days might be easier to handle than others. So having in mind that it's fairly okay to say, today I don't feel well, can we meet next week instead, takes off a lot of pressure from you and also from your friend. Here comes tip number 4. Obviously, you've already been friends before, and there must be some very important aspects, topics, interests that you share which made you best friends already before one of you became pregnant. So try to put those topics in the center of your friendship for the upcoming months. For sure, there are topics where you share an interest, hobbies that you can follow along together, or just other things from the past that you can pick up and share. What happens is that the topic of the pregnancy gets like a lower or smaller share in all the topics that define your friendship. And a solid friendship is built on enough other topics, so you won't have to talk about the pregnancy all the time. Here comes the last topic, number 5, which is also the most difficult one. Friendships, same as relationships, they're not always 100% balanced throughout the time. So that means there is always a time where one of the two persons in a friendship is the one that gets a little bit more or needs a little bit more, and the other one is the giving one. This also means that we have respect for each other, that we try to learn about each other's feelings and try to do everything that accommodates the other person in the best possible way. So along with life, there are always ups and downs, and a good friendship is able to react on that. If you have a friend who is pregnant, who is absolutely unable to adjust to your situation in any way, meaning that you will be spammed with information all the time, that there's no other topic than the pregnancy, even if you are present and your friend knows about your difficulties, in my opinion, this is very insensitive. What people often say is that once you're pregnant, you're so overloaded with hormones that you cannot control your behavior. Of course, you do have a lot of hormones, but nevertheless, it's not an excuse to even attack your friend actively by sharing these topics all the time. So a good friendship, in my opinion, should be able to surmount all that, which means that your best friend should be okay with it if you don't show up for the baby shower, or if you maybe meet with her another time and not in public when this topic is in the center. Also, friendships sometimes only last for a certain period of our life while we share important interests or important parts of our life. And once these change, also the emphasis of the friendship might change or it might end, which is totally natural. So what I want to say with this is that don't threaten your feelings that much if this friendship is not good for you at the moment, or if you are exposed to the pregnancy topic without any filter. A good friend might adapt a little bit their character of information, or might check in with you and ask how you are really feeling, how it feels for you. But friends who will disregard this completely and just see their pregnancy as themselves, they are not the ideal friends in this moment for you. So I hope that the tips were helpful for you. I would be happy to read your comments and your experience on the topic. And if you personally need more guidance and advice, maybe in relation with a specific friend, I'd be very happy to assist you. So just feel free to reach out to me. I hope to see you in the next video. Take care and goodbye.